In this video, we're going to be tracking a severe weather event that's going to take place for parts of the central US that will cause damage and winds. There's definitely going to be enough energy and enough juice in the atmosphere to support these supercell thunderstorms that will produce large hail and tornadoes. Along with that, there's going to be enough moisture in the atmosphere, anywhere from mid to upper 60 dew points. Along with that, there's definitely going to be a lot of very strong wind shear to support these thunderstorms. And along with that, damage and winds and large hail will be the threat. So let's get right towards the video. Alright everybody, so now let's get right in towards the video. So I hope you're having a very good Monday morning so far. I am too. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the severe event that's going to be taking place for the next 4 days. Yes, another week of severe weather. This month has been very active when it comes to severe weather. We got severe weather again for parts of the plains. Again, so I hope you like this video. And also, if you're not watching my last video, I did release my second 2024 hurricane season forecast. So make sure you watch that. I did a little bit better than my last one, but still not as good like I was expecting to be. But in this video, we're going to be talking about severe weather because we got severe weather again today, tomorrow, and even the next day. And how about again on day 4? I mean, yes, this month has just been active when it comes to severe weather. I mean, we had severe weather again this month. This month has been very active. So, yes. But what's causing our severe weather? I mean, first of all, we got to look at this. This thing right here is what's starting our severe weather. Look at this. We got this surface low that's spinning up towards the Rockies right now. And along with that, we got the very strong southwest flow that's coming from Mexico that's moving towards Texas and the plains. But thing is, things are not going to really start cranking up until we get in towards later night hours, towards early morning hours. Yes, because this is going to be more of a nighttime to overnight time event. So it's one of these events again where it happens at nighttime when things don't start getting going towards tonight and towards midnight. So it's one of these storms again. So yes, but things are getting ready to change, and we do have severe weather for tomorrow. In this area, parts of Iowa, Missouri, and even western Indiana. So now let's get right in towards the video because I want to keep this video below 10 minutes because my last video was very long. So now it's not just today we got to watch for severe weather. We also have to watch severe weather for tomorrow and even the next day. So now, by the time we get in towards later tonight, look at this. Things start cranking up to like early tomorrow morning around 2 a.m. But look at this. It's something you don't want to see, guys. You can see, instead of just having a huge big line of storms like that, you got like these guys like breaking up like here. These are supercells right here. When you see this little shape like this, these are supercells right here. These things could produce large hail and tornadoes. That's something you have to be on the lookout. And what's more scarier is this is around 2 o'clock. So, yes. But look at this. By the time we get towards tomorrow, the light is going to turn to more of a damaging wind threat with parts of Missouri, Iowa, and western and the north. And the system does strengthen just a little bit, but not as much. And the system does work its way towards the Ohio Valley and moves up towards Canada. Then that system is out of here. And look at this. We might have plenty of more storms that might move through, but I'm not going to show that because that's a little bit too far out. So let's only focus from now because this could change a little bit too far out. Now let's get right into towards stormy things because we got 2 days of a enhanced risk. We could get a enhanced risk for day 3. It's possible. So let's start with today. So today we have a widespread lightning risk. Oh, I'm gonna put on my storm ridiculous center. We have a widespread lightning risk for severe weather staying far south as Texas and far north as southern South Dakota. So if you live in that lightning risk, please be aware for severe weather. And not only that, we do have a lightning risk for parts of the mid-Atlantic. So Virginia Beach, that includes you. Washington, D.C., that includes you. So please be aware for that. And we do have a large area of enhanced risk for severe weather for parts of central Kansas and in Nebraska and even southern South Dakota. So now, what's the chances? So here you see states at risk for the severe event today. Tornado threat. Yes, we have a significant risk for tornado. But first of all, let's start with the 2%. Then we can go up. So we do have a 2% risk for tornado. Don't ignore that 2% risk. You can get an EF3 tornado and a 2% risk. Yes, it has happened before. So this is why you can't just worry about the higher chances. You have to worry. Anytime you see a chance of a tornado, that means you will see a tornado. I mean, not always will see a tornado, but you can possibly see a tornado. So it don't even matter how high the chance can be. Tornadoes can happen without a risk. It happens before, guys. So if you're not 2% risk, please be on the lookout for tornadoes. If you're not 5% risk, please be lookout for tornadoes too. If you're not 10% hatch risk, please be on the lookout for tornadoes. Means tornadoes is very high. Significant risk means EF2s are high. You have a significant risk of tornadoes. So that includes Kansas and Nebraska. Please be aware for that. Here's your sweepstakes at risk for tornado threat. The wind threat, not as high, but still there. You have a widespread 5%, which is a very low chance. You have a widespread 5% risk of seeing winds exceeding 55 knots or higher. Wind gusts, and also you have 2 areas of 15% risk of seeing winds 50 knots or higher. So that includes Nebraska, southern South Dakota, even parts of Nebraska, and even parts of Texas. You have a 15% risk of seeing damaging winds today. Here you see states at risk for that. What's being driven this severe risk is the large hail. And yes, it's because of these supercell storms. So that's why this is going to be more of a supercell event than a damaging wind event for today. So we have a hatch risk for tornadoes and a hatch risk for large hail. So these are main events today. So we have a widespread hatch risk for large hail. The hatch risk means 2-inch or bigger. And also, we have a large area of a 30% risk of seeing hail 1 inch or higher. And also, we have an upper hatch risk down towards Texas and southern Oklahoma. You also have a hatch risk of seeing significant hail. Here you see states at risk for that. Not only today, tomorrow. A severe event for tomorrow. We have a hatch risk for severe weather, but this does shift a little bit farther towards the east. And that includes western Indiana, Iowa, and even parts of northeast Missouri. You are in that level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for severe weather. Also, that slightly risk does stand far south as Arkansas. So if you live in Arkansas, you have a chance of seeing severe weather tomorrow. And also, don't ignore that moderate risk. You have an isolated risk of seeing severe weather tomorrow too. So here's your sweepstakes at risk for the severe event tomorrow. And also, tornado threat. We have an upper hatch risk for tornadoes. So there's going to be tomorrow is going to be another supercell large hail event. We have a 10% hatch risk for seeing tornadoes for parts of that enhanced risk for parts of western Illinois, Iowa, and even parts of northeast Missouri. And also, damaging wind threats, not as significant, but still there. You have a 15% risk of seeing winds 15 miles per hour or higher in this Yall shaded area. And also, we do have another hatch risk for large hail for parts of northeast Missouri, western Illinois, and most of the state of Iowa. So yes. And also, not only that, guys, we got another severe event on day 3. Day 3 again. I mean, look at this. Another 15% risk. I mean, Ohio Valley, guys, just been very active. So this month, I mean, again, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, you got risk for seeing severe weather again. Look at this. Not over yet. Look at this. A day 4 severe event. Look at this. Parts of northern Texas, Oklahoma, western Nebraska, and even parts of southwest Missouri. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is very active. I mean, very, very active. Period. We doing it right now. Now let's get right towards the green. So what's causing the severe event? Thanks for this trough. So this little upper level trough is making its way through. By the time we get towards later night is when our severe event starts seeking in. Is when this trough gets closer. Look at this. Very strong trough making its way through towards Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. You got mid-level winds anywhere from 85 to 95 knots. Very strong mid-level winds, guys, making its way through. And look at this. By the time we get towards tomorrow, the system does strengthen. And now it gets down. I mean, the mid-level winds does increase. So this will bring a hail risk and a significant damage to wind threat. Anywhere from 95 to 100 knots, guys. Very strong mid-level winds coming through. Then the trough does die off as it moves far towards the east. So now, that's our first ingredient. Now let's start getting to our ingredients. First of all, let's start with our overall temperature, because temperatures right now are going to be warm, if not hot. So first of all, today, the highs today, by the time we get towards the afternoon hours, the severe event doesn't start kicking into like tonight hours. So, but thing is, guys, it's gonna be pretty warm for parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Gonna be in the 80s. Yeah, it's pretty warm. But look at this. Around the time the severe event starts happening, it's still gonna be pretty warm out there. The temperature's gonna be in the low 70s. It's gonna be pretty humid, pretty still warm as we get in towards the overnight hours. But look at this. By the time we get towards tomorrow, our next day of a severe event with parts of Iowa, western Indiana, and Missouri, temperature's gonna be pretty warm too. Upper 70s. low 80s. I mean, yeah, that's pretty warm out there. And as that cold, and by the time we get in towards Wednesday, say goodbye to all these warm temperatures as these cold front make its way through. So, yes. Now, dew points. Dew points are kind of going to be in that low end. We're not going to have a whole lot of moisture, but the one thing we definitely going to have is that storm energy, and that's why we have that hatch risk for large hail. There's definitely going to be enough energy out there to support these storms. So, large hail threat. So now, let's get right into our dew points. Dew points today, let's focus on around this time. So, dew points are going to be at its highest around midnight because that's when the severe event starts kicking in. Dew points, yes, dew points are high enough to support severe weather, especially parts of Oklahoma, Nebraska. But dang is Nebraska, the dew points up there is just not supportive for severe weather. So I think my main focus of severe weather is kind of gonna be down here. The reason why Nebraska is gonna see severe weather is the thing is up Nebraska and Kansas got the highest cape. Because really, when you don't have enough dew points, it kind of really don't matter. As long as those dew points are at least in the upper 50s. But the thing is, the storm energy is just going to be up there. But look at this. We got a lot of moisture for parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. But look at this. As we get in towards tomorrow event, the event starts to shift towards the east. But look at this. Dew points for parts of northeast Missouri, Iowa, and parts of western and the north. Yes. Dew points going to be out there, high enough to support severe weather, so dew points, we can put a check on that because it's there. So now, our second thing, our juice, our energy, our instability, how much energy is in the atmosphere to support these storms. So as you're going towards the midnight hours, yes, even though the cape up there is not as high, the energy is there, guys. Anything that's in blue is energy, but anything in the green is high energy. So especially down towards western to central Kansas, got anywhere from 1,000, 2,000, even possibly 3,000 joules per kilogram. So the energy is up there. Even parts of Nebraska, you do got a decent amount of energy. Parts of southern South Dakota, there's a decent amount of energy. Parts of Texas, decent amount of energy. So yeah, there's a definitely enough storm energy out there. So I can put a check on that because that is there. Now we got energy. Now how about our wind energy? Now this is why the damage of wind threat is not as significant, because yes, there is a decent amount of wind energy, but still the wind energy is just not as high for today. But tomorrow we might have a decent amount of wind, low level jet winds to support our damage and wind threat. But today it's just mainly gonna be a tornado risk and a large hail risk. But still, this is still enough wind energy to support damage and winds and tornadoes. Damage and wind threat is still there. But look at this. As we get in towards tonight hours, look at this. Yes, damage and winds don't start kicking in. The low level jet winds don't start kicking into like tonight hours. So, but still, in some spots or parts of South Dakota, the wind energy is not as hot. But look at this, down towards Oklahoma and Kansas. Yes, the wind energy is pretty high there, guys. You got anywhere from 58 to 60 knots. Yes, we do have a decent amount of wind energy for parts of Oklahoma and Kansas. So I think the damage and wind threat would be more focused down here. And I think up here is just going to be more of a large hail threat. So yes, we definitely going to see damage and winds tonight, because I'm pretty sure they will put a hatch risk for damage and winds. They have to. And not because the wind energy is there. And also, as we get in towards tomorrow, the lower jet winds does increase for parts of Wisconsin. But the thing is, our severe weather is not focused up here. Our severe weather is focused down here towards Missouri, Iowa, in the north. But the wind energy is not as hot, so it's still enough to support damage and winds, tornadoes, and large hail. So now let's get right in towards this. So now this, okay, I want to show you the latest run. Is this the latest update? Okay, yeah, it's the latest update. Yay, we got the latest update. Yay. So now parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, the significant tornado parameters are going to be there. Look at this. By the time we're getting towards the night hours, look at this. I'm not here to hype stuff up, to scare you, but boy, look at the significant tornado parameters. Look at this. That's a lot of it for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, even parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, Kansas. Boy, look at all this. These values are just high. 67 right here. Come on. That's too much. Look at that. And it does continue throughout the overnight hours, the morning hours. But the thing is, the difference about tomorrow is tornado parameters are still going to be high tomorrow with parts of western Indiana, Iowa, and even parts of northeast Missouri. So we definitely going to have to watch the threat for tornadoes tomorrow and also today. Now, updraft HUHC tracks. So better understand this, guys. Just because you see a track doesn't mean you're always going to see a tornado. This is based on a rotating track. This is the brighter colors are, meaning the stronger the rotation is. It's not always going to be due to tornadoes. So better understand that. So look at this. But thing is, look at this. By the time we get towards the overnight hours, the A strip of RMR is showing a decent amount of rotating tracks of parts of Kansas, Nebraska, even parts of South Dakota. You're seeing a decent amount of tracks. Not as much for parts of Oklahoma, but does show a decent amount for parts of Texas. So yes, tomorrow is going to be a big supercell event, especially parts of Iowa, western Illinois, and even parts of northeast Missouri. Look at this, a lot of updraft Huishi tracks for these areas too, so please be on the lookout for rotating storms, rotating updrafts. So now, let's get right into the refrigerator. Now it's time everything at what the weather could look like with these storms come through. So now, let's start with Monday morning. So now, things don't start getting going to late night hours. Around by the time we're getting towards around midnight, things start cranking up for parts of Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska. Look at this. This is what's concerning. You see these little pockets right here? These are supercellular. These are large hail events. These storms could produce very large hail and damaging winds and possibly tornadoes. So please be on the lookout for that. But look at this. By the time we get towards the early morning hours tomorrow, look like this does start to turn into more of a supercell event. Then look at this. For parts of Iowa, huge line of storms coming through. But look at this. These storms right here could rotate. These storms could produce tornadoes. And also, I do want to be focused down towards Arkansas. You can see severe weather too. And look at this. This does turn into a damaging straight line event as we get in towards tomorrow even. So please be lookout for that. Now, let's look at how much lightning these storms could bring. So these storms will bring a decent amount of lightning. And boy, it's only been, 16 minutes. But look at this. These storms could produce a lot of lightning, guys, so please be aware for that. And also, I do want to show how much rain these storms could bring. So, not as much rain, but still a decent amount for parts of Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. You can see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain. Not as much for parts of Arkansas, and even not as much as parts of Missouri, but you will see rain. Now, is this the right one? Okay, GFS. GFS a little bit more ballistic with that rainfall. Now, some of this, take this with a grain of salt. Some of this won't happen, but Iowa, it's showing 1 or 2 inches of rain, and also parts of Nebraska and South Dakota showing a decent amount of rain. So yeah, well, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you join this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and also don't forget to watch my latest hurricane season 2024 forecast. I will do another one pretty soon because yes, this hurricane season is going to be very, very bad. I can't stress it enough, so please stay tuned for that. I will have the link in the description, so don't forget to watch my latest video. So now, I'll see you on my next video, and yeah, peace. And also, don't forget, before I go, my next La Nina update will come out sometime today or tomorrow, whenever the Climate Prediction Center updates, because we do have some changes. That La Nina is coming back pretty strong. It's if not, El Nino should already be gone by now, because the Equatorial Pacific waters are already neutral. Pretty much neutral. We already see neutral conditions that's taking place already. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. That video is coming out pretty soon. So now I'll see you on my next video. Peace.